Today we're going to be jumping into a bit more Diablo 4, and what we're going to be covering is the Barbarian class and the best ways to make him unstoppable. So if you're tired of all that crowd control getting in your way, then stay tuned. That's coming up next. Welcome back everybody. Today we're going to be jumping back into Diablo 4, and what we're going to be covering is going to be the Barbarian class and what's the best ways in game for him to gain unstoppable. As a close range class, you are going to be up against it, you're going to be in amongst the thick of things, and sometimes, especially with those CC effects, if you just can't manage to escape on time, it can be an absolute nightmare. No matter how tanky you are, eventually it's going to end up like this and you're going to get very frustrated. So knowing how to gain unstoppable is going to be a real lifesaver. Just in case you don't know, unstoppable basically means you're going to have all of your impairing effects prevented, and the ones you've currently got are going to be fully removed. It's going to be this simple just here, as you can see, broken chains over your head, and trust me, being able to activate this is really going to get you out of those tricky situations. But what exactly is the best way to achieve this? So very early on, you can grab this one from the Fractured Peaks. This applies to any class, and that's going to be the eluding aspect. Becoming injured whilst crowd controlled is going to grant you unstoppable for 4 seconds. This effect has a 40-second cooldown. Now the fact that it is on a bit of a timer means it's probably not something you'll want on an endgame, but for early game this can be an absolute lifesaver, as you can grab it pretty much at the start of the game just by making your way all the way top left of the map of the Fractured Peaks and completing the Caldera Gate dungeon. If however you're a little bit further into the game and you're trying to rely a little bit more on your own kit for survivability, then one thing to look at is definitely going to be Rallying Cry. As standard, Rallying Cry is going to be a great source for movement, as well as being amazing for your resource generation, so making sure you're topped up on Fury. But if we quickly pop over to the skill tree, its first enhancement node, Enhanced Rallying Cry, is now going to grant you unstoppable whilst it's active. This, in my opinion, is one of the best ways in the game, especially because it's a shout, and you can chain a lot of other things in with this. For example, Bold Chieftain's Aspect, whenever you cast a shout skill, its cooldown is going to be reduced by a set amount of seconds per nearby enemy, up to a maximum of 12 seconds. Remember, you can put multiple shouts on your bar, and in the right setup you'll be able to near spam these. If however that shout is not something you want to take, then maybe another defensive skill like your Iron Skin is one you want to look at. As standard, it's going to steal yourself, giving you a barrier, but with the right aspect that you can pick up along your journey, aspect of the Iron Warrior, now your Iron Skin is going to grant unstoppable and also give you 10 to 20% damage reduction, making this amazing for unstoppable as well as being great for survivability. However, if you're looking for something that's a little bit easier and does it straight away without you needing to do anything whatsoever, then another great skill to look at would be your Brawling and going over to Charge. When you use Charge, you now become unstoppable and rush forward, pushing enemies with you, then swinging through them for 25% damage and knocking them back. This one's going to allow you to get unstoppable very easy, and again you can put other things linked in with it to make it even better. For example, the Bear Clan Berserker's aspect, killing an enemy with Berserking has a 40% chance to grant 16 to 32% increased cooldown reduction to your Brawling skills for 2 seconds. Last but definitely not least on our list, for this one we're going to be going all the way over to our ultimate, and we're going to be taking a look at Wrath of the Berserker. Exploding to rage, knocking back surrounding enemies, and gathering Berserking and Unstoppable for 5 seconds. And for the next 10 seconds, dealing direct damage with basic skills is also going to grant Berserking for 5 seconds. This one in my opinion is one of the best ultimates for the Barbarian, and being able to generate Berserk and Unstoppable in one move works out ideal in those tricky situations. But yeah, hopefully that's helped a few of you guys and girls out, gave you a few ideas to look at. As always, there'll be a lot more Diablo content from me on the way, but for now, take care, I'll see you on next day.